council meeting to order. Megan, will you please take the roll?
Smith? Mid?
Here.
Wetzel?
Here.
Romline?
Here.
Very good. And please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. The first item on our agenda is the minutes of the council meeting from February 7th. Does anyone have any comments or questions on those minutes? All right, seeing none. Our next item is comments and suggestions from citizens present. If anyone would like to comment, you can go to the microphone by Alderperson Davis. And it looks like just remotely is Andrew Byer. We do have another opportunity at the end of our meeting. Next is reports. You have the Plan Commission minutes from November 14th, Transit from December 12th, Site Plan from December 12th, Plan Commission from December 12th, Site Plan from January 23rd, Plan Commission from January 23rd, Finance from January 23rd, Public Safety and Welfare from February 1st, Tourism from February 9th, and Public Works from February 14th. Does anyone have any questions or comments on any of those minutes? All right, very good. Let's go to communications and recommendations. We have a lot of February employee recognitions this month. One person is here with us this evening, but before we get to Kim, I just would like to recognize the people who couldn't join us tonight. So in the police department with 5 years of service is Julia Pulowski. With 10 years of service is Nora Akili. And then at water and wastewater, 10 years of service is Jody Buska. In the fire department is 15 years of service with Brad Fox. And at the Park, Rec, and Forestry Department for 35 years is Mark Falterzak. And then here with us this evening is Carol Quest, who's going to join us in honoring Kim Hiller, who has been with the Health Department for 25 years, which is pretty incredible. The city for 25 years, but currently with the Health Department. Very good. Come on up.
I'm going to give you a little of Kim's history. 25 years is a long time, so I'm going to give her a couple minutes of in the spotlight. Kim started with the city on February 16th, 1998 as the administrative assistant with building safety and zoning. And that department went through some restructuring, and there was some staffing changes, and there was a decision made, and then at the last minute, Kim was told she was going to come to the health department. And so we did a little orientation with her, and she essentially started within the next couple hours. So she transitioned really quickly to our department, not expecting that she was going to be with the health department. So she was very flexible in that and took on a lot of different responsibilities. As she became more familiar with our department, which is much different than building safety and zoning, she became agile at managing multiple funding streams, countless grant accounting, grant management, and then lately she started a program in the schools, our Seal a Smile program. And so with that, she manages coordination with the schools, dental hygienists, dental clinics, and parents, families. And I think this year we've served almost 300 children in that program. Yeah. So 249, Kim knows the numbers. That's what she does. We would be lost without Kim. Kim serves as our go-to for the public every day and for all of our staff. If we need something, Kim knows where it's at or she gets it. So we really appreciate that Kim joined us in the health department and just for the dedication and commitment to the city for 25 years. So with that, Kim? Yeah.
Carol didn't mention this, but a lot of our beautiful photography also comes from Kim. Kim, you'll see her at community events snapping pictures, or even just kind of some of our scenic pictures that we put on our social media. And I've only been here for just over 3.5 years, and if I need anything at the health department and I can't find Carol, I call Kim. So, and I think a lot of us do. So thank you, Kim. I really appreciate all you've done for this community. We're fortunate, you guys, to have people that have worked here for just 5 years all the way through 35 years. It's inspiring to me every time we do these. So, not as inspiring is the bridge update. Andrew is here remotely in case you all have questions. We did have a very, I think of all the meetings that we've had with the Department of Transportation in the last 9 months to a year, last week we had a very productive meeting about the status of the bridge. Andrew's here to answer any questions that you may have. We're pushing to 2024, and we received some coordination and partnership for the first time. We met with some of their regional staff, and I spoke to Senator Jagler, who has certainly done work for us at the state capitol as well. He has chatted with the secretary and just expressed the work that we need done on this bridge, and that we don't have a funding source to keep tapping to achieve this bridge happening. So we did have a small closure at the end of last week. Andrew can answer questions about that if you guys have any. Any comments or questions for Andrew? Chris?
Hey Andrew, this is Alder Ritten. I have a question. If, let's just say the bridge just has a real catastrophic failure, does the DOT move us up to a, like emergency repair kind of a thing, or are we still slated for that 2024 repair no matter what?
That was one of our questions and concerns at the meeting. What if this bridge just falls in the river? What do we do? Do we get moved up? And the response we got from Bureau of Structures staff at the meeting was they didn't see any imminent failure that's likely to happen before the 2024 date. And to continue monitoring the bridge as we have done with our 6-month inspections and visual inspections.
They did say that they don't see any indication of that happening currently. Should it happen, or should the bridge need to be closed, like 2nd Street Bridge was, that they would adjust, and we would be provided a different level of service, I think is a fair way to say it. We talked to them kind of a few times kind of casually, and then finally at the end of the meeting I said, I want to know what needs to be done to drop the advanceable, because technically we're still under advanceable potential to 2024. And so we identified 4 potential barriers. I'm using barriers kind of strongly. They're really natural steps in the process that still have to be achieved. And we have slated a schedule of meetings, regular kind of standing meetings, to make sure that those 4 items get achieved. One is like State Historical Society review. One is utility related. One is the issue that you guys know about, where they're looking for the bridge to be disconnected from the Masonic Temple building. In this meeting, as they have in past meetings, the scope expanded again, and they said that they wanted a detachment of some of the beams near the bank, kind of the northwest quadrant of the bridge. So we have a meeting, I believe, this week. We solicited requests for the disconnection from the bridge from 8 firms. Only 1 would say yes to coming out. The DOT has agreed to pay for that, which is huge, because I don't know where we would have pulled that from. And so they will be doing an assessment of the northeast and the northwest quadrants of the bridge. And DOT Bureau of Structures staff has agreed to come on site during those meetings as well to make sure that everyone's comfortable. I really feel like we lined it up for the first time in a manner that can get us to 2024. The date, I believe, and Andrew, please correct me, is like August 1st. Everything has to be done by so that it can be bid in the state bidding. They did also, which was a huge one for us, say that they would be willing to wrap the bidding of that disconnection work from the Masonic Temple building into their state bidding process. And early on, they said they would not do that. So we have the option now. So it really, I have to give props where props are due. They came to the table with options that were actually things we could work with. Things through Andrew and Jane Ellen, who I don't know how they keep this bridge. This bridge requires a lot of attention, and they do a great job of keeping us on course. But it seemed like the first time we could actually work with it work with the plan they were putting out. Alderperson Davis.
And then meanwhile, is everything still on track for the Katy Street Bridge? We're still sequenced well?
Mhm.
Good.
Andrew, do you, correct?
Correct, we're still on track for that project.
Good question. Anything else for Andrew? Any other questions on the bridge? Okay, thank you, Andrew. So Andrew's gonna hop off, so. All right, thanks, Andrew. In your packets is a memo pertaining to sunsetting text.my.gov. I believe we talked about this recently, but here's awareness for you all as well. I think we have about 300 users, and Lisa's just proposing using a different mechanism. So there's awareness for you all on that. There's also a town square update in your packet. Any questions on the square? It's a pretty complete memo. And then you also have the fire department January report. Mr. Lampe.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to go back to the town square
Sure.
piece. There's a ceremony tomorrow morning?
There is. It's very small. I think I invited you all, didn't I? Okay. Yep, so at 9:30, there's no PA. There's, we're just a quaint little quick kind of gathering, and I just want to make sure Mayor David knows the plaque that will be there for him for as long as that park is there. So just a reminder, if you can stop, I honestly anticipate it being about 10 minutes. 9:30, just right at the corner of Water and Main. Thanks for the reminder. Anybody else? Anything on Main Street or the fire department report? All right, very good. All right, let's go to new business then. There are some appointments in your packet for your consideration.
Madam Mayor, I move for the appointments.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Online. Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Second by Mr. Ritten. Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, then let's go to the accounts payable.
Madam Mayor, I move for accounts payable.
Motion by Mr. Romline, second by Mr. Wetzel. Discussion on the accounts from anyone? Oh, I am doing a terrible, yes, Ms. Davis.
I did have a question. Are we getting towards one of the final payments for the town square, final installments? Or I saw that there was a pretty major
Yeah, it was like a big one.
82,000 or something.
I can answer that, Mr. Ritten.
Yeah, I'm on the RDA. We had a meeting last week. And there's still outstanding accounts out there, but from what we anticipate spending to what is on the books, we feel like we're doing well, if not ahead of the game. So, yeah, there'll still be checks going out
Yeah.
for a period of time. There's still things to clean up and still finish up, but
Winding down though.
yeah, winding
Yeah.
down, yes.
There's, like, if you take a peek at that memo, none of those things that have yet to be done are obviously paid. And some landscape work we're holding back funds on. Any other question on the accounts? Megan?
Romline?
Aye.
Davis? Aye. Lampy?
Aye.
Ritten? Aye. Licht?
Aye.
Schmidt?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
All right, next is the payroll summary, and it is a payroll summary for January 25th to February 7th. And you also have the cash and investment summary from January 31st. Does anyone have any questions on either of those? All right, let's go to resolutions. The first resolution looks familiar. It's Exhibit 9479. This is a resolution to allocate Fund 12, which is the Riverfest Fund, to Watertown Riverfest. This is here from me and the Finance Committee. And before I ask for a motion, I'm going to just see if anyone has questions or needs the city attorney to explain. I failed to take a vote. I told you guys I was off that meeting, and man, was I ever. So this is the exact same resolution. Yeah.
Did, last council meeting, we, I think, wanted to change something, change the verbiage or something, right? And then we didn't take a vote on that. Is what's presented now what we wanted to vote on, or what, or am I way off?
So the last council meeting, there was a vote on amending the agreement to provide the terms that I had discussed during the meeting. The version in your packet tonight is the version as amended based on my comments. So
So with that, I would look, is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve this resolution as presented tonight.
Okay, motion by Mr. Ritten, second by Mr. Licht. Any questions or discussion? Let's take the roll, Megan.
Ritten?
Aye.
Licht?
Aye.
Schmid?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Rumline? Davis? Lampy?
Abstain.
Motion passed 6-0.
Is that it? Have we finished Riverfest? Okay, good, thank you. And thank you to Megan for identifying that. All right, next is Exhibit 9486. This is a resolution to approve the transit system, the taxi fare changes effective April 1st. This is here for me and the Finance Committee.
I'll move for 9486.
Thank you.
I'll
Motion by-
second.
Motion by Licht, second by Davis. Comments or questions on this one? Megan?
Licht?
Aye.
Schmid? Wetzel? Rumline?
Aye.
Davis? Lampy? Ritten? Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. The next is Exhibit 9487. This is a resolution to submit the Urban 9-Point Source and Storm Water Management Construction Grant for the 2023 Annual Street and Utility Program Stormwater Improvements. This is here from me and the Finance Committee.
I'll move to approve Exhibit 9487.
Motion by Ritten, second by Lampy. Both this one and the next one are basically housekeeping. The original resolution identified the Public Works Director as the signee. The state now wants the same signee for everything, so it's just changing the signee to the mayor. So this one and the last one, you guys have already conceptually approved. It's just changing, making that change. Any questions? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. Next is Exhibit 9488. This is also a resolution to submit the Urban 9-Point Source and Stormwater Management Construction Grant for a biofilter at the Yardway site, again from me and the Finance Committee. Motion by Mr. Wetzel, second by Mr. Romline. Questions on this one? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, and our next is Exhibit 9489. This is a resolution to submit the Vibrant Spaces Grant for the downtown alley infrastructure improvement. This is here from me and the Finance Committee. Ms. Davis?
I'll move for Exhibit 9489, resolution to submit the Vibrant Spaces Grant.
Thank you. Second by Mr. Lampy. This one is actually a grant submittal, so this one's not just housekeeping in nature. Questions on this one?
What's a Vibrant Spaces grant?
Yeah, so WEDC created, Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation created a grant program. This is the first year offering it to create vibrant spaces in downtowns where people don't just pass through but congregate and gather. We know that with the coming reconstruction of Main Street that we're going to need to activate and improve some of our alleys. And so we are electing to apply for the grant for some alley infrastructure improvements to WEDC. They have, from what I've been told, they've received far more applications than what they can fund. So hopefully that means they'll fund it again in future years. Anybody else? Let's take the roll.
Davis?
Aye.
Lampy?
Aye.
Ritten? Licht?
Aye.
Schmid?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Rumline?
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Very good, thank you. Our last exhibit is 9490. This is a resolution to enter into the supplemental letter agreement for professional services between the city and Short Elliott Hendrickson. We call him SEH. I and the Finance Committee are the sponsoring agencies. Comments on this one, or excuse me, a motion on this one?
I'll move to approve Exhibit 9490.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Ritten, seconded by Mr. Lampy. Comments, questions? Mr. Wetzel.
Just to clarify what this is.
This is this is the contract for the design of the fire station. So we did a conceptual design and a GIS locating in 2021. We bought the land in 2022. We will design it in 2023. That's what you're looking at today. Then at the end product of this contract, we'll have construction documents to bid with, and then we will build in 2024. Occupy by 2025. Yeah, so this contract, Chief, you want to provide a little bit of detail on kind of how we got to SEH?
So it was around December, we put this out in an RFP format for firms to submit proposals on. We had four firms submit, and then of the four, two were qualified and capable of doing the job. We interviewed both those firms, and SCH was selected by a committee that was made up of fire department staff, city engineering staff, and some older persons. That's where we ended up with them as our choice.
Other comments or questions? Megan?
Britton?
Aye.
Licht?
Aye.
Schmidt? Wetzel? Rumline?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Lampy? Motion passed 7-0.
That's exciting. Thank you, guys. Next item is comments and suggestions from citizens present. Let me just make sure we don't have anybody virtually. Seeing none and no one come into the microphone, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Also move.
Motion by Mr. Wetzel, second by Mr. Schmidt. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you all, and thank you again for coming this evening. We are adjourned.